Hey dudes and girls, back at it with 3 easy tips, and in this one it's going to be how to perform pull-ups. 3 easy tips to better your pull-ups instantly. So if you can't do a pull-up, gotta mention this right away, we have an excellent tutorial on how to do your first pull-up on our main channel, Buff Dude, so go check that out. Hudson does a wonderful job explaining the different exercises needed to build up strength for your first pull-up. But if you want to better your pull-ups, tip number 1 is going to be the scapula depression. So when you're in a hanging stance here, we'll see that you can pull with your scapula in the beginning here. It's depressing your scapula downward. So build up that strength. One of the things is you can just do it hanging here and you're going to be working on that scapula depression. Just building that strength up in the traps, making sure they can activate and depress the scapula properly. And once you get that down, that's when you can start then pulling upwards to get your chin above the bar. This is going to be tip number 1. Really work on that scapula depression, getting used to it, and getting used to not only depression of the scapula, but also the flexion in the elbows in the unison between the two. So tip number 2 is going to be hand and elbow placement. So you can go really wide with pull-ups, or you can go really narrow with pull-ups, but you want to find a comfortable position for your hand placement, because what you want is your elbows to come to the side and then slightly bring it back, almost like you're putting them in your back pockets. So that elbow placement is going to be really important, and the hand placement is going to be important too, because it's going to allow you to get that proper full range of motion. So make sure your hand placement is the proper position. Most likely it's going to be where your forearms are going to be vertical to the floor there. So it's going to be in this position here, just slightly outside shoulder. Pull up, get those elbows down and back, really aiming towards those back pocket areas. Tip number 3 is going to be work on negatives. So of course there's the concentric portion of the lift where you're bringing yourself up to the top position, but there's also the eccentric portion, or the negative, where once you're in that top position here, you can then slowly let yourself down to that bottom position. So if you don't feel like you're very strong in pull-ups, this is one way to build that strength up, is really concentrate on the negative. So let's say you get 3 reps in and you're like, well, I just can't get that 4th rep, I'm just not feeling strong enough. What you can do is then jump into place, up, hold, and then slowly let it down to the bottom position using that negative. And the negative eccentric contraction is eventually going to build up strength, so that way you feel more confident and stronger to get your 4th rep if you can only do 3, or so on. So those are the 3 easy tips to better your pull-up instantly. Hopefully you enjoyed. Make sure you comment below to see what you want to see next, because we're always reading those comments. Right, Hudson?
Yeah, they're never ending.
All right, dudes and girls, as always, stay buff. Oh, yeah.